wake up to reality.
The Malaysian federal budget from 2020 to 2023 reflects a strong emphasis on social welfare, showcasing the government's commitment to supporting its most vulnerable citizens. In the year 2020, the Malaysian federal budget was at 297 billion ringgit Malaysia. However, social services received 91.93 billion, focusing on aiding the disabled, elderly and low-income families. A significant welfare measure was the Bantuan Sara Hidup, or BSH Cash Handout. The BSH Cash Handout expanded to include disabled individuals aged 18 and up, and unmarried individuals aged 40 and up earning less than 200 ringgit Malaysian monthly. The BSH Cash Handout is proven to be important during the year 2020 as to COVID-19 hitting the world globally. So the first benefit it brings to Malaysia is economic stimulus. Providing cash handouts directly to individuals helps stimulate the economy by increasing consumer spending. The injection of funds into the economy can help support local businesses and services, creating a positive ripple effect during times of economic uncertainty. The next benefit is mitigation of economic hardships. As we all know, 2020 hit the world and it is a very hard time for everyone. Hence, the economic impact of the pandemic was severe, with many people losing jobs or facing reduced incomes. The BSH Cash Handout served as a critical safety net for those struggling to make ends meet during this unprecedented. The BSH Cash Handout program also contributes to social welfare enhancement. By addressing the immediate financial needs of vulnerable populations, the BSH program contributed to enhancing the overall social welfare system in Malaysia. It demonstrated the government's commitment to supporting the well-being of its citizens, especially those in dire need during the pandemic. Moving on, the Malaysian government financed these budgets through various revenue sources and strategies. Key revenue sources include personal and corporate income taxes, the sales and services tax, excess duties, import and export taxes. Other than that, petrol-related revenues managed by Petronas and dividends from government-linked companies also significantly contribute to the national budget. As we can see, starting from the year 2020, Malaysia's budget allocation highlight the government's effort to strengthen the social safety net and support economic recovery amidst ongoing challenges. These comprehensive welfare initiatives demonstrate a commitment to improving the lives of its residents.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum. Today we will be discussing the trends and the regional variation in poverty rates in Malaysia. So, did you guys know that Malaysia has made significant progress in reducing poverty rates? Because in 2015, the poverty rate was 3.8%, and by 2020, it had decreased to 3.4% despite significant strides in reducing the poverty rate. It remains an important issue in certain regions of the country. Now we will explore the national poverty line and regional disparities to gain a more deeper understanding of the issue. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the national poverty line. The national poverty line is the minimum amount of income that required to meet basic needs, and the national poverty line is adjusted annually to account for inflation and changes in the cost of living. This is to ensure that the line remains a reliable indicator of poverty levels. So moving on, in 2015, the national poverty line was set at approximately 18 ringgit 77 cents per person per day. This line was later increased to 39 ringgit 43 cents per person per day in 2020, reflecting the government efforts to address poverty and ensure access to basic necessities. So now we're going to talk about the income poverty rate. The income poverty rate is another important metric that is used to measure poverty. The income poverty rate is calculated based on the average daily income of household. This includes income from various sources such as employment, business, and also investment. As we can see, in 2015, the income poverty rate at the World Bank's upper middle income class poverty line is 25 ringgit 82 cents per day per capita, was 2.7%. This rate decreased slightly to 3.4% in 2018-2019 at the new World Bank's group upper middle income class poverty line of 32 ringgit 60 cents per day per capita. So we can see these figures shows that while poverty rate have decreased, there is still a significant proportion of the population living below the poverty line. Okay, now is for the last part. The last part is the regional variation. So what is regional variation? Regional variation in poverty rate is also an important consideration because regional disparities in poverty rates are often influenced by factors such as access to education, healthcare, and also employment opportunities. So with targeted intervention, it can help address these disparities and reduce the poverty rates. As an example, in 2020, Kelantan has recorded a significant increase in poverty by 8.8% to 21.2%, and is followed by Terengganu, which is 5.9%. These figures highlight although the national poverty is decreasing, but there are also need for targeted intervention that need to be addressed. So, Malaysia has implemented various initiatives to address the poverty. It is also including the National Poverty Eradication Program and the Targeted Poverty Reduction Program. This initiative aim is to provide support to low-income households and improve access to basic services. Okay, that's all for me.
Have you heard of BKM before, or Bantuan Kerajaan Malaysia? It's a government program that help low-income families. So if you earn less than 2,500 ringgit a month and you have a lot of kids, you could get up to 2,500 ringgit. But what if you doesn't have that many kids? Well, depending on how many kids that you have, you could still get between 1,000 ringgit and 2,000 ringgit. And if you make a little bit more, like between 2,500 ringgit and 5,000 ringgit, you might get between 500 ringgit and 1,000 ringgit. You can still apply this program because even though you miss out because of another grants, you are automatically considered, and they will check your info against other government records to make sure that you are qualified for it. So don't worry. If I remember, there is another government program which is Bantuan Rakyat Satu Malaysia, or called as BRIM. So this BRIM is a program that gives money to people who do not earn a lot. It started back in 2012. So if your family make less than 3,000 ringgit a month, you could get a cash boost, which is quite helpful with the high cost of living. Even though this program focus on family, but let's not forget about the single person. Well, single adult over 21 making less than 2,000 ringgit a month can also get help. The amount probably has changed over time, but it still will lessen the burden a little bit. Because of that, we know a million of people actually get this help. It's began with a budget of 2 billion ringgit for a low-income families, but now it's grown a lot, with even more money to given out to help people. Now, enough with government program. How about government medium? Well, there is My Sejahtera app. It's an app the government made to help with the COVID-19 situation. It does things like track who you have been near, help with self-quarantine, and even sort out your vaccination appointment. Well, even though it costs a lot to make, like because they set aside for 196 million for 2 years, but even though it's quite a lot, but it's cover making the app, keeping it running, and paying the company that manage it. Even though it costs a lot, but I don't think they waste the money, since they put some money on things like Google Map stuff in the app and sending text to users, so it's quite useful, right?
As we all know, Malaysia has implemented numerous welfare policies and programs to uplift its citizens from poverty and help improve their quality of life. One key initiative is the Bantuan Sara Hidup, or known as BSH, which provides monthly cash assistance to eligible low-income households to help cover basic needs such as food, utilities, and housing costs. And then we have the My Salam program, which offers free critical illness protection for individuals from the bottom 40% household income group who receive Bantuan Sara Hidup 8, as well as those from the middle 40% group earning below 100,000 ringgit annually. This aims to reduce medical financial burden. Other than that, to alleviate electricity costs, the RM40 Electric Rebate Program provides a monthly 40 ringgit discount on electricity bills for families registered as living in hardcore or general poverty conditions. Next, we have My Rapid Unlimited Pass subsidizes free public transportation for low-income individuals, improving access to employment and education opportunities. Next up, we have Back to School Aid, which is the Bantuan Awal Persekolahan, which assists underprivileged families with school-related expenses such as the uniforms, school fees, and supplies to ensure the children can pursue their education without any financial barriers. The iSuri scheme encourages female workforce participation by providing stay-at-home and single mothers with financial incentives, childcare support, and training opportunities for economic empowerment. Next, we have the Peker B40 Healthcare Program by the Ministry of Health, focuses on managing non-communicable diseases for the B40 income age 50 and above, including their spouses without any enrollment requirements. Last but not least, during the COVID-19 pandemic moment, draw funds from their employee provident funds accounts, providing crucial financial relief.